What if I told you that a book written about ancient Babylon holds the secrets to building wealth that billionaires still use today? What if the same principles that made men rich 4,000 years ago could transform your financial life in the next 12 months? Stay with me, because you're about to discover why The Richest Man in Babylon is the one book that could change everything about your relationship with money. Here's the harsh reality. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. The average person has less than $400 for emergencies. Meanwhile, we're bombarded with complex investment advice, cryptocurrency schemes, and get-rich-quick promises that leave us more confused and broke than before. But what if the solution isn't complicated at all? What if wealth building is actually simple and we've just been looking in the wrong places? Enter The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. This isn't just another finance book. It's a collection of timeless parables set in the ancient city of Babylon, once the wealthiest city in the world. Through captivating stories of merchants, gold lenders, and everyday citizens, this book reveals the fundamental laws of wealth that have worked for thousands of years. The genius of this book? It takes complex financial concepts and wraps them in simple, memorable stories. Instead of boring spreadsheets and confusing jargon, you get engaging tales that stick in your mind forever. These aren't modern theories that might fail. These are principles tested by time itself. So, what exactly will this book do for you? First, it will completely rewire how you think about money. You'll stop seeing your paycheck as something to spend and start seeing it as a tool to build wealth. Second, you'll learn the exact blueprint that created fortunes in ancient times and continues to create millionaires today. But here's what makes this book truly special. It doesn't require you to be a financial genius, have a high income, or take massive risks. The Richest Man in Babylon started as a poor scribe who couldn't even pay for a simple meal. Yet he became the wealthiest man in the greatest city of his time using principles so simple that anyone can apply them. Imagine having a clear, step-by-step system for building wealth that doesn't depend on market crashes, economic booms, or get-rich-quick schemes. Imagine never worrying about money again because you understand the fundamental laws that govern wealth creation. That's exactly what this book delivers. This isn't just my opinion. The Richest Man in Babylon has sold over 2 million copies and has been recommended by financial experts for nearly a century. Warren Buffett himself has praised these principles. Dave Ramsey built his entire philosophy around concepts from this book. It's been translated into dozens of languages because these principles work regardless of your country, currency, or economic system. In today's video, I'm going to break down the 7 core principles from this masterpiece. You'll discover why you should pay yourself first and how this one habit can make you wealthy even on a modest income. I'll show you the ancient secret of making your money multiply and why most people's approach to saving actually keeps them poor. Plus, I'll give you real-world examples of how regular people are using these 4,000-year-old strategies to build 6- and 7-figure fortunes today. But here's the thing, knowledge without action is worthless. The richest man in Babylon didn't become wealthy by just knowing these principles. He became wealthy by applying them. So, as we go through each principle, don't just listen. Decide how you're going to implement each one in your life. And if you're serious about transforming your financial future, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell because I'm creating an entire series on wealth-building principles that actually work. These aren't theory, these are battle-tested strategies that have created more millionaires than any other financial philosophy in history. Remember, every wealthy person you know, whether they realize it or not, follows these ancient principles. The only difference between them and you isn't intelligence, luck, or starting capital. It's knowledge and application of these timeless laws. So let's dive in and discover how the wisdom of ancient Babylon can make you the richest person in your neighborhood. Your future wealthy self is counting on the next few minutes. 1. Pay yourself first. Save at least 10% of your income before paying any bills or expenses. Set aside at least 1/10 of your earnings for yourself. This money should be saved and never touched for daily expenses. This is the foundation of all wealth building. By paying yourself first, you prioritize your financial future over immediate consumption. The 10% should be treated as a non-negotiable expense, just like rent or utilities. For example, Sarah earns $4,000 monthly. Instead of saving whatever remains after expenses, she immediately transfers $400 to a separate savings account when her paycheck arrives. Even when unexpected expenses arise, she never touches this money. After 5 years, she has accumulated $24,000 plus interest, giving her financial security and investment opportunities. 2. Control your expenditures. Live below your means. Your expenses will always expand to match your income unless you consciously control them. Distinguish between needs and wants and avoid lifestyle inflation. The key is not how much you earn, but how much you keep. Many high earners remain poor because they spend everything they make. Create a budget that prioritizes necessities and allows for some enjoyment while staying within your means. For example, when Mark received a $10,000 raise, instead of upgrading his car and apartment immediately, he maintained his current lifestyle and saved the extra income. His colleague Lisa, who received the same raise, moved to a more expensive apartment and bought a luxury car. 2 years later, Mark had $20,000 in investments, while Lisa was living paycheck to paycheck despite earning more. 3. Make your gold multiply. Invest your savings wisely. Money sitting idle loses value over time. Put your saved money to work through wise investments that generate returns and compound growth. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of money over time. Your savings must grow faster than inflation to maintain and increase your wealth. Start with safe, proven investment vehicles before considering riskier options. For example, Jennifer saved $15,000 in a regular savings account earning 0.5% interest. Her friend David invested his $15,000 in a diversified index fund, averaging 7% annual returns. After 10 years, Jennifer had about $15,750, while David had approximately $29,500. David's money multiplied because he made it work for him. 4. Guard your treasures from loss. Protect your capital before seeking high returns. Focus on preserving your principal. Avoid investments you don't understand and be wary of schemes promising unrealistic returns. It's better to earn modest, steady returns than to risk losing everything chasing quick profits. Research thoroughly, diversify your investments, and never invest more than you can afford to lose in speculative ventures. For example, Robert was tempted by a friend's cryptocurrency tip promising 300% returns in 6 months. Instead, he invested only 5% of his savings in crypto and put the rest in established index funds and bonds. When the cryptocurrency crashed, he lost only $500 instead of his entire $10,000 savings. Meanwhile, his conservative investments continued growing steadily. 5. Make your dwelling a profitable investment rather than paying rent indefinitely. Work toward owning your home. Real estate can provide both shelter and investment returns while building equity. Rent payments build someone else's wealth, while mortgage payments build your own equity. Homeownership can provide tax benefits, stability, and long-term appreciation, though it requires careful consideration of location, affordability, and market conditions. For example, instead of renting a $2,000 apartment indefinitely, Maria saved for a down payment and bought a $250,000 home with a $1,800 monthly mortgage payment. After 15 years, she had paid down significant principal and her home appreciated to $350,000. She now has $200,000 in equity, while her former neighbor is still paying $2,500 in rent for a similar property. 6. Ensure a future income. Plan for retirement and emergencies. Prepare for times when you cannot work by building multiple income streams and retirement funds. Your future self depends on your current planning. Youth and health are temporary. Create systems that will provide income when you're older or unable to work. This includes emergency funds, retirement accounts, and potentially passive income sources. For example, starting at age 25, Tom contributes $300 monthly to his 401k with employer matching. He also builds a $15,000 emergency fund. When he's laid off at 40, the emergency fund covers 6 months of expenses while he finds new work. His retirement account, now worth $180,000, continues growing for his future. His colleague who didn't save faces financial crisis during the same layoff. 7. Increase your ability to earn. Invest in yourself. Your greatest asset is your ability to earn income. Continuously develop your skills, knowledge, and capabilities to command higher compensation. In a changing economy, those who adapt and grow their skills thrive. Invest time and money in education, training, and personal development. The returns on self-investment often exceed any other investment. For example, rather than spending her evenings watching TV, nurse practitioner Anna used 3 hours weekly to learn data analysis and healthcare technology. After 18 months, she qualified for a hospital IT position paying $25,000 more annually. Over her career, this skill investment generated an additional $500,000 in earnings, far exceeding the cost of her online courses and lost leisure time. So there you have it. The 7 timeless principles that transformed a poor scribe into the richest man in Babylon and can do the same for you today. Let's quickly recap these wealth-building laws that have created more millionaires than any other financial philosophy in history. First, pay yourself first. Save at least 10% before you pay anyone else. Second, control your expenditures. Your outgo must never exceed your income. Third, make your gold multiply through wise investments. Fourth, guard your treasures from loss by avoiding risky schemes. Fifth, make your home a profitable investment. Sixth, ensure future income through retirement planning. And seventh, increase your ability to earn by investing in yourself. These aren't just ancient stories. These are your blueprint to financial freedom. Here's what makes this book so powerful. In a world obsessed with complex financial instruments, cryptocurrency volatility, and get-rich-quick schemes, The Richest Man in Babylon reminds us that wealth creation is actually simple. It's not about timing the market perfectly or finding the next hot investment. It's about following fundamental principles that have worked for 4,000 years and will work for the next 4,000. The beauty is in the simplicity. You don't need an MBA in finance. You don't need to be born wealthy. You don't need to take massive risks. You just need to follow these principles consistently. The richest man in Babylon started with nothing but determination and the willingness to apply what he learned. That's exactly where you can start today. Imagine your life 1 year from now if you actually implement these principles. Picture having that emergency fund that gives you confidence and peace of mind. Visualize watching your investments grow month after month, creating wealth while you sleep. Think about the pride of owning your own home and building equity instead of paying someone else's mortgage. But more than the money itself, imagine the confidence that comes from understanding how wealth really works. No more financial anxiety. No more feeling lost when people talk about investments. No more wondering if you'll have enough for retirement. You'll have a proven system that works regardless of economic conditions, market crashes, or global uncertainty. This isn't just about getting rich. It's about gaining control over your financial destiny and creating the freedom to live life on your terms. Right now, you're at a crossroads. You can close this video and go back to your old financial habits, hoping things will somehow get better. Or you can make today the day everything changes. The principles are simple, but here's the truth. Most people won't apply them. They'll nod along, think that makes sense, and then do nothing. Don't be most people. The difference between the wealthy and the poor isn't intelligence, luck, or connections. It's the decision to act on proven principles instead of making excuses. Every day you delay is a day of compound interest you're losing forever. Your 65-year-old self is either going to thank you or resent you for what you do in the next 30 days. So here's your homework. And yes, I'm giving you homework because that's how serious I am about your success. Tonight, before you go to bed, calculate 10% of your last paycheck. Tomorrow, open a separate savings account and set up an automatic transfer for that amount. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just do it. Next, write down all your monthly expenses and identify 3 things you can cut without significantly impacting your happiness. That money goes straight to investments. Finally, spend 30 minutes this week researching a simple index fund or talking to someone at your bank about basic investment options. These 3 actions will put you ahead of 90% of people who watch this video but never take the first step. If this video changed how you think about money, I need you to do 3 things. First, smash that like button to help this ancient wisdom reach more people who desperately need it. Second, subscribe and ring that notification bell because I'm creating an entire series on wealth-building principles that actually work. We're going to dive deeper into each of these concepts with modern examples and practical applications. Third, and this is the most important one, share this video with someone you care about. Financial literacy is the gift that keeps on giving. When you help someone else build wealth, you're not just changing their life. You're creating a ripple effect that can impact generations. Drop a comment below and tell me which principle resonates most with you and which one you're going to implement first. I read every comment and love hearing about your financial journey. Remember, the richest man in Babylon wasn't born special. He wasn't lucky. He wasn't given a head start. He simply learned the laws that govern wealth and applied them consistently. The same laws available to him 4,000 years ago are available to you today. The same opportunity he had to transform his life is sitting right in front of you. Your financial transformation doesn't start with your next paycheck, your next promotion, or when the market conditions are perfect. It starts with your next decision. And that decision is happening right now. The ancient Babylonians believed that gold gravitates toward those who understand the laws that govern its acquisition. Today, I've shared those exact laws with you. The question isn't whether these principles work. History has proven that beyond any doubt. The only question is, will you have the wisdom to apply them? The richest version of yourself is waiting. The only thing standing between who you are now and who you could become is action. Make this the moment everything changes. Your future self is counting on it. Until next time, remember, your wealth is your choice. Choose wisely.